All right, well, good morning. Look good to see all of your bright, shining, smiling faces here today. I'm going to read our statement of intent. We are fortunate to have a variety of speakers for Sunday services. By using guest speakers, we gain wisdom from all those who share. This is a church where we can worship the God of our own understanding, a place to experience joy and be uplifted, a place where we can gain strength and inspiration to share with all we meet throughout the week. We invite you to join us in this celebration of life, to nourish your spirit and to enjoy the company of kindred souls. So, kindred souls, let us stand and sing Let There Be Peace, number 3 in the songbook, if you want to do that, or the words are on the white card.
Sorry, Sue. So there's a fantastic day outside, and it looks like there's a fantastic day inside as well. And so, of course, we're all here to support each other, to love each other, to embrace each other's journeys, whatever those journeys may be. And we may not understand those journeys, but it doesn't mean we can't embrace whatever those journeys are for the other individual. In doing that, we not only understand that our journey has the ability to be whatever we would like it to be, but we understand that all journeys interact with each other, and the choices that other people make are having an influence on our lives many times in ways that we don't even understand. And so embracing how everybody's journey is the journey they should be on is something that hopefully we can do for each other today. Thank you.
All right, let us move on to our hymn number 1, which is 125 in Wings of Song. Work wonders from within. Yeah, it's your choice. All right, well, welcome everybody. My name is Sue Brewer. I'm the president of the Board of Trustees, here at our church. And I just like to introduce Chuck Crom. He gave us our invocation this morning. He will be our speaker today. And his topic is the AAA, a powerful awareness in facilitating your transformation. And I'm looking forward to that. I hope you are all as well. I have a bunch of announcements, which is kind of not usual for me. Okay, number one, we'll keep these short and sweet as best possible. Unity group meeting Monday, tomorrow night, 6:30. The book is Menus for Impulsive Living. Carol has the book. I think it's in the office. It's in the office. I saw it. Okay. So and Rick is right here. So if you have any questions about the book group, he's the leader and founder of that. So you can ask him questions too. Good news, great news, amazing news about the Cushion Foundation. We have reached our goal. However, I still haven't donated, so I'm going to do that today because I finally have the money in my wallet. So I'm going to devote some money for that. And if we have more cushions than what we really need for what's a typical Sunday, we'll just have more chairs covered with cushions because we have lots of chairs, and sometimes we need more than we think we need. So if you still want to sponsor a cushion, you have the right to do that as well. If we have extra money and we have extra cushions, and we can put that extra money towards other beautification ideas in the future. All right, another big news. Kimberly, stand up, Kimberly, just for a quick minute. That's Kimberly. All of you have met Kimberly. She does the singing bowls, and it's absolutely awesome. So she is going to be having a special sound bath on the 24th. You want to talk about it? Go up here. You got to come up here. I know.
I'm expressing my voice calmly. I am having another sound bath at my home for the new moon this coming Thursday. New moon in Leo, time of creativity and new beginnings. So for any of you that may be called to come, I'm asking arrival at 6 p.m. I'm going to start at 6:15, go around to about 7, and then of course share for those who would like to share and go from there. So I thought it was pretty powerful last time, and if anyone would like to come, you just really need to communicate with me because space is limited. We only have space for 10. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Kimberly. Also, I printed out the little flyers that she made. There are several downstairs on that table next to the library that has other things on it as well, sign-up sheet for if you want your email address on our list and that kind of thing. All right, the next lovely announcement is August 3rd, of course. August 3rd is our picnic. So we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to sign up to bring whatever they want to bring. We haven't discussed it at our board meeting yet. That will be this afternoon, but we're thinking that we're probably going to vote on having the service and the picnic there. We are already in our planning mode to get chairs there and to get sound system there and to make sure that we have what we need to have our service there as well, which we've done in the past. So it'll be just one big jolly time. And Lisa Siri will be speaking on that Sunday. Another big change, and it's not that big of a change, but it is a big change. Robert, because of our picnic being on the first Sunday, Robert will do his first Sunday mini retreat here next Sunday, the 27th, because of the picnic being out there, and he didn't want to come here and do that and then have you all drive out there, that kind of thing. Logistics, right? And then the other thing is he's got other stuff going on in his life that made it easier for him to do the first Sunday mini retreat on the last Sunday of this month. So next Sunday, if you want to do the mini retreat, come and do it that Sunday, not the first Sunday. And don't forget, keep in the back of your minds, we want to do a fall event. We want to do a fall event fundraiser, and we've talked about it at our board, And we talked about having a chili cook-off. So if you have a really good recipe for chili, get it out of the recipe box and start warming it up and playing with it and see if you can make a fantastic chili. And we will also be doing a silent auction with that. So if you have items you'd like to donate to the silent auction, please let us know. All right, one last. Next week is Christy Rounds. Christy Rounds. You'll be able to read more about her on the church email this week. Her topic is going to be Messages from Mom, and that's in quotes, a catalyst for spiritual awakening. As we talked about it, she said it's not necessarily her real mom, but it's like from a mom from the other side. So anyway, so that's what's coming up. So at this point, let us read our principles. You'll find them on the white card. All right, we believe God is the eternal source and creator of all and is present in everything. Our eternal soul, endowed with free will, grows through many lifetimes. Communication occurs between the spiritual and physical worlds. Prayer and meditation strengthen our connection to the divine. All healing comes from Source. Seeking this for ourselves and compassion for others suffering is the highest priority. Because we are all one, what we do unto others, we do unto ourselves. The choice of love is always open for every soul. Living these principles leads us to grow in divine love. And let's talk about our healing bowl. Maybe it'll heal my dyslexia. Okay, so our healing bowl is always active. You can always put a name in the bowl, whether it be on a piece of paper physically or intentionally. Our healing bowl is active all the time, so the name is worked on all the time. So if you have any prayer requests that you want to put in the bowl, you can do it intentionally or on paper. And at this time, I know I've noticed a couple of people wanting to have a couple of prayers for people. So let's hold on. All right. You got prayers, right? You said dyslexia, and I also. Oh, we do. Oh, okay. I was relating. Oh, yeah, relating to the dyslexia thing.
Okay, our golden retriever, well, we own the mom and the dad, just had a batch of puppies on Sunday, which is why we weren't here. So if you guys could just pray that they grow up to be healthy dogs, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Gotta love our furry friends. Pray for our furry friends. Any other prayer requests? No friends that need help? For all our friends who need help, right? We'll pray for everybody. Pray for the world, pray for the country, pray for ourselves, pray for our others. So at this time, we're going to sing hymn number 74 in the silence in Wings of Song. And then we'll have a brief moment of silent prayer. And then Chuck will do our, will you be doing the meditation first, Chuck? Okay, yeah, he'll do a healing meditation for us.
In the
So if you would gently close your eyes, and let's have you become familiar with yourself first. So bring your attention just mildly to the place in your body where your heart exists. Kind of focus your attention there for just a short time. Become familiar with how the energy feels in that part of your body. The flow that comes from around you and fills that area of your beingness. While you are there, allow yourself to take a slow, long breath in. Hold it briefly, and then let it out. And then do that once again. Slow, long breath in. Utilize your belly if you can. Hold it briefly, and let it out. And I'd like you to use your imagination for a while. And imagine that you're at a very, very, very good friend's home. And it's a more rural part of a city on the outskirts. It's very green. It's a beautiful day outside. And they've spoken of you of a park not too far down the street. And you decide that you're going to go to that park. And so you walk out the door onto the street and the sidewalk. And as you look down the street, you see that the street is lined with very mature trees. Whatever trees that you would like. They might be pine, they might be birch, they might be maple, they might be oak, but they're quite large. And there's shade and there's sunlight, and the weather is so gorgeous outside. You begin to walk. And you pass a home every now and then. It's a beautiful home. The lawn is beautiful, filled with flowers. You can hear the birds singing around you, bees as they buzz. Out in the distance on occasion, you can hear the voices of individuals speaking. And after you've walked a short distance, there's a fence to your right as you're walking down the sidewalk. And as you look over the fence, you notice this gorgeous, expansive area, and you know that this is the park that your friend was speaking of. You reach the entrance, you swing the gate open, and you walk through. As you walk into this park, it spreads out before you. It's incredibly beautiful. All the flowers that you love are there. All the trees that you love are there. There's various animals that are walking or scampering around the grass. And as you walk into it, you notice that there's a small stream that runs through that park, and it makes many twists and turns as it flows through. And so as you walk forward, you reach the first bridge that spans that stream. It's not very long, maybe 15 feet, slightly curved, built of whatever material that you would like. And you walk over this bridge. As you do, you feel that this part of the park feels just a little different than the part that was on the other side of the bridge. You continue walking. You can hear the birds. You can feel the gentle breeze as it blows across your face. You can smell the flowers that are growing throughout the park. You walk a little further, and there's another bridge. As you walk over it, you hear the stream gurgling below you. You see a couple of fish in the water. And once again, as you cross to the other side, you recognize, again, this feels different than where I just was. And you continue, and you look out into the distance, and you can see there's a very, very large river that you're headed towards that flows on the other side of the park. And you cross several of these bridges as you walk towards this river. And each time you are aware of the difference in the way that you and your environment feel each time you cross that bridge. You reach the river, and there's a bench that's there next to the river. You choose to sit on that bench. As you do, you're very taken by the size of this river. It's incredibly wide. It flows very slowly on the surface. But as you look at it, you can see there's many, many different currents within it. And as you glance upstream a little ways, you see that a small part of that river is what flows through the park and creates that stream. You have a awareness within you that the depth of understanding that's represented by this enormous river is carried by this stream. Somehow you feel your presence and the presence of that large river merge for a short time. You feel yourself as the small stream flowing through the park, spreading energy, sharing energy with everything that's around you. You understand more about the depth of your being. You understand more of the variety of currents of who you are that flow through who you are as you merge with this river. The wind switches. You notice it, and it pulls you back into your body. You look around and you see that the sun is quite a bit lower than it was in the sky. You've been here for much longer than you thought you were. You choose to rejoin your friend and perhaps share some of your experience with them. In doing that, you rise from the bench and you retrace your steps down the path. And as you do, again, each time you cross one of those small bridges, it feels different on the other side than it did on the side you were once on. And you know it's not just a shift within the park, but it's a shift within you. And as you leave that park, as you walk out the front gate and you walk down the sidewalk towards your friend's house, you're aware that all of those shifts that occurred in the park are now a part of your being. You reach your friend's home, you walk in, and you begin to share your experience with them. They mentioned to you briefly that they too have been to that park, and they've had their own incredible experiences there. In that, you share from a place that is different than if either of you had not had that experience. this is our journey as we exist in this place and time to share our experiences with those who also explore the park. Once again, take a deep breath and hold it and let it back out. And then bring yourself back to this space and what it is you're sharing with everybody here. Hello, guys. Now that I've got you almost in dream time. It's very nice to see all of you. Very nice to interact with everybody's energy. So, I haven't been at this quite as long as Jerry and his sweet wife over there, but I've been at it for a while. I don't know quite how to say this to you, so I'm going to say it just like this. I'm going to challenge you. There's all sorts of stuff that's within you that you're not quite aware of. I'm going to attempt to do it gently, but that's what we're going to do a little bit here today. And I'll probably say some stuff that may not make sense to you, and that'll be okay. This will be the first one. It really doesn't matter what you're doing here, guys. Do whatever you want to do here. Live your life in whatever way you want to live your life. You as a being are so unbelievably diverse. You're doing so many things that you have no idea that you're doing. So really, it doesn't make any difference what you do here. And by that, I'm not saying that what you're doing here is not important. I'm saying do whatever feels right for you to do while you're here. And if you can, and this might be more challenging, but maybe not, because it can be challenging just to do what you want to do, allow that of everybody else as well. You do not know their journey. You don't know why they walk the path that they walk. But I can promise you this, whether you recognize it or not, it's adding to yours. They can be doing something very different than what you're doing because there's a collaborative here. I mean, even if we talk in regular physical terms, something like 8 billion people on the planet, many individuals doing many different things. And we're just, in that regard anyway, a small portion of all of consciousness. There's so many things that are going on. So try to embrace yourself as much as you possibly can, whatever your journey is. And live your journey for your journey. It's fantastic to share with people. It's great to help people if you can. But you'll find it difficult to do that if you're not where you want to be with yourself. So focus on you. Focus on what it feels right for you to explore, regardless of what that is. Whether you find that in a building like this or not. Whether this exploration really doesn't really move you in the moment. If that's true, embrace that. It may never. And if it doesn't, embrace that. Believe me, there's a part of you in there, we'll say, around you, whatever you would like to say, that's giving you hints all the time to explore your existence. It is in this time period about becoming more familiar with who and what you are. But you may have some fairly narrow ideas about what that might actually be. And that more encompassing you is there to help you understand that there may be a route to that that's very different than what you think it is. And if you can trust in that, and if you can allow that, it'll guide you down that path. Now, I'm not saying that that path might always be smooth. It can be very rocky at times. You may not understand why things are showing up the way that they're showing up. But having now walked this path myself for about 32 years and having gone through myself again, a lot of experiences where in the moment I didn't understand it. From this perspective, now I understand why I was there. Now I understand why I had it the way that I had it. It wouldn't have brought an understanding to me in the way that it did unless it unfolded like that. Now, that doesn't mean that there couldn't have been different permutations of how I did it as well. So in this, then we'll touch a little bit on the title. I'm not overly fond of titles, but you gotta have one, right? Or so it seems. So, AAA, you're probably all familiar, if you've walked this path for a little while, of an idea called mindfulness, right? So what this is basically anyway is to be aware of the thoughts that are running through your mind, to be aware of the feeling states that you have going on in the moment. And if you can take it a step further, which takes practice, to be aware of why you're having those thoughts and those feelings in the moment. And that takes some exploration. That takes the knowing you. And if you can in this moment, sometimes when you listen to stuff like this, what you'll begin to do is you'll begin to look at yourself and you'll start to say, I should be doing this better. I should be doing this more like that person, like that person. I implore you, please do not do that with yourself. Try never to do that with yourself. There is absolutely, I'll suggest to you, no value in saying that there's something wrong with you in the moment, that there's something wrong with your expression in the moment. I'm not going to say, it's a valid experience, yes, it's a valid experience, but you can choose differently. So attempt not to do that with yourself. Embrace who you are, regardless of who you are. I know you hear this all the time. There's no you other than the you are right now that you need to be. That's the you that you should be. It's who you feel you should be. You have no idea how much you're giving to everybody on the planet by doing that. You could walk through your life and do nothing the rest of your life but just eat and sleep and do whatever felt natural to you, maybe chat with a few people here and then, not to share information, just to say hi, be nice, whatever, and you would be sharing all that you needed to share while you're here on the planet. It's your existence here that shares what you need to share with everybody else. It's great to do. If you can share other things, that's fantastic. And you will touch people. But even if you didn't, it's all fantastic. It's all great. So there are ways that in this particular physical dimension, consciousness configures this physical dimension for us. And I term them the mechanisms of consciousness. And so, if you can, when you have, and usually this occurs when you have challenging periods in your life, if you can, recognize that challenge for yourself. And just neutrally, if you can, just observe it. Just go, okay, this is the challenge that I have right now. And then try to understand why. And usually and regardless of who's bringing it to you, regardless of what situation is bringing it to you, regardless of what circumstance is bringing it to you, and this sounds like I'm, quote unquote, picking on you in the moment if I say it like this, but this is not the intent, because it's really about showing you that you're the one with the power. It's never about somebody else. It's never about the situation or the circumstance. It's always about you. Why? Because, and we'll start a little more close to home, because you are the soul, and then you are all layers of consciousness that spread out from the soul. That's all of what you are. You're unbelievably vast. Your ability is so beyond what you can imagine right now. In that, as you may have heard, you're the one that's creating your experience of your reality, and you're doing it in each moment. you're unbelievably powerful. And the moment that you look to somebody else as who it is that's doing that for you, that's when you say, and I'll just use this word even though it's not my favorite, you will say to the universe that I am less than all of that right now. Somebody else is the one that's creating my reality for me right now. It's not me, which I'll assure you is never the case. But you can make it seem like that's happening through the ability that you have. And so, if you're being mindful of what's going on within you all the time, if you're acknowledging the first A of the AAA, what it is that's happening around you, the next step then is to go within yourself, as the nice song that Carol picked out says, and think about, so what is it about myself that I believe that would bring this type of a circumstance into my life right now? What part of my greater ability do I have to understand in this moment that this opportunity has me opening a door to see if I can embrace it or not? Our last century, the 1900s, for those of you who may not have been there, brought a huge amount of change, not only into this country, but in the world. We did so many things. The way that life was lived in 1899 and the way it began to change in 1900, 1910, 1920, 1930, so many things were invented. A huge number of things invented. All the things that we're all familiar with right now, by and large, came to be in the 1900s. And we did that purposely, I will suggest. Towards the end of that, what we began to do is, and we did that, I'll suggest to you, in part, of course, just doing it was part of what we did, but in part, so we would get used to change and an increasing rate of change. But it was exterior change in that regard. As 2000 showed up, that became something different. It shifted to what we call information, right? The exchange of ideas and information. And again, we are very aware of those large rushes, shall we say, that encompass us, that are in total collaboration and total communication all the time about what the rest of us is doing in this experience. And we know how to configure the experience to lead us down a path that sometimes we're not even aware that we're being led down. And this path is, as you're probably all aware, a much, much deeper understanding of who and what we are, with the ability to express this while we're in physical reality. But that means a lot of changes. So much of what we've become familiar with life and the constraints, maybe I'll use that word in the moment, are going to all fall away. To do that, part of that process will be recognizing the ideas, they're also termed the beliefs, that play a part in coloring your life the way that you experience it. And you're choosing those all the time. To become aware that they are a choice, because many times beliefs can make you feel like a leaf in the fall that's being blown all over the place by the wind. You have no idea where you're going or why you're going where you're going. As this process opens up, you'll be able to understand why you just made that choice, for the reasons that you just made that choice. It will no longer be something that's confusing for you. In that, it'll be more like walking into a huge walk-in closet and choosing the clothes that you want to wear in the morning, and maybe going back later on and choosing the clothes you want to wear in the middle of the day. That's what you'll do with beliefs. You will choose them. You'll still use them here. You're not getting rid of them, but you will neutralize them. It'll be more like walking into a ice cream place that has 150 flavors that you can choose from. You'll say, yes, this is the choice I want to make in this area of my life. This is the choice I want to make in this area. This is the feeling I would like to experience with this. These are the people that I would like to experience it with. It will be much freer, all of us. and be able to make those choices. So recognizing, again, in challenging periods, what it is that's challenging you and why it is it's challenging you. Don't worry so much about everybody else. You can't do anything about what's going on in their life. You can only work with what's going on with you. So pay attention to why it's challenging you. Those are the doorways for you, is why it's challenging you. Understand that. As you understand that, you'll start to shift the reality that you have around you, because that's the way it works. You're the one creating your experience of your reality. And it takes being a really good observer sometimes to actually understand that that's true. And if you spend your life doing that a little bit too, observing how the changes you make within yourself then begin to show up in your quote-unquote outer reality, it starts to become increasingly real to you. And when it starts to do that, you'll have gotten to a place where you can utilize it in your life in a much more effective way. And I'll suggest to you that when you do that, your life is going to become something that's very different than it is right now. Now, more and more all the time, as younger individuals are born into our world, for those of us who are explorers, we might be a little confused because they don't seem as attracted to this exploration as we may be. That's because it's already in there. It doesn't need to be reawakened. It doesn't need to be relearned. They don't need to make themselves once again aware of it. It's there. It's like you don't have to teach them how to walk or breathe either. They may not be showing it, but it doesn't mean that it's not part of their being already. It is. We were meant to explore our reality in a different way. The time period that we were born into, our teenage years, our 20s and our 30s were different. The theme in the planet was different. The theme in the planet right now is very, very different. And we've all been exploring that for a while. We've been opening ourselves to deeper parts of ourselves. More and more individuals, pretty much everybody actually, that's born into our planet and has been born into our planet for the past couple of decades or so, it's already there. It doesn't need to be taught to those individuals. It doesn't mean they're expressing it, but someplace within them, it's very close to the surface. They just know it. They also know that this is a world full of unique expressions of us. It's like a huge jigsaw puzzle. Each of those pieces has a slightly different shape to it. And when you put them all together, they form that one large, comprehensive picture. And that's what each of us does for our collective here. So if you can, try not to question that. Embrace it, whatever it might happen to be. And if you can, I'm not saying you have to embrace somebody else's choices because they may not be your choices, which is fine. But if you can accept that their choices are their choices, and it fits with everything we're doing here in ways that may not be obvious to you in that moment. You may never know what they are, but if you can do that, you will align yourself very closely with the way that consciousness functions. So I think that's it for the moment. But please, just know that you're doing incredible. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being you. Explore whatever you want to explore. And the help that you get will show up in all sorts of different ways. You may think it needs to show up in a particular way. You may think that you need to do it, all of it, or that you need to do most of it. You are doing all of it. Regardless of how help shows up, in any way, shape, or form, someone could come into your life and giving you $2,000. You created that person coming into your life and giving you that money. So just receive the gifts that individuals give you in any way, shape, or form that they give you those gifts. It's always you. It's always a collaboration. And think about how you feel when you give somebody a gift and they really love that you gave it to them. You feel great about that too, right? So allow them that experience as well. Right? So attempt not to narrow your life down. Let it show up for you in whatever way it's going to show up for you, in whatever incredible way it'll show up for you. And there's still going to be bumps, because there's things to discover yet, and sometimes they happen like that, and that's all fine. So, thanks a lot, guys.
All right. Thank you, Chuck. That was so awesome. All right, so at this time, we'd like to have a couple of people with the baskets. They're ready. And then we'll have Jerry help me out with the blessing over the offering. Thank you. Thanks, Don. You ready? Come on up here. Get up here there, Jerry.
Okay.
There you go.
So we've all gathered together today just to feel everything that we could with our speaker helping us to feel that we are all together again. And as we are together with our lives, feel your heart. Feel your heart. The heart that makes you a great spirit. And as you feel that go through your whole body, and now say, I feel the spirit that I am, always and forever, always and forever, every day, every night, every week, every day. Amen, amen, amen.
Woo, thank you, Jerry. All right, our next hymn is 185 in Rings of Song. I am the expression of infinite light. Come on up, Michael.
I'm the ever renewed, the ever unfolding expression of infinite life. I'm the ever renewing, the ever unfolding expression of infinite life. The expression of life, the expression of life, the expression of infinite life. I'm the ever unfolding, the ever unfolding expression of infinite life. One more time. I am the ever unfolding expression of infinite life. I'm the ever renewing, the ever unfolding expression of infinite life. The expression of life, the expression of life, the expression of infinite life. I'm the ever renewing, the ever unfolding expression of infinite life.
Thank you, Michael. All right, so let us quickly say our church affirmation, which is on the white card. We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. As our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all the members of this fellowship, we attract the right ministerial leadership and people to our spiritual community. And what are we? We are grateful. So as we gather in our circle, Chuck's going to come up and give us a closing thought, and we will then sing our song as we meet again. Yeah. So come on up, Chuck. It's your turn. Let's give a benediction. Come on, you guys.
Here, could you grab my hand? Like this? Carol, join, please. Let's complete the circle if we could, guys. So feel into that heart space that you paid attention to earlier. And then feel the energy from the person to your left flow through your left arm and into your heart space. And then arch your heart down your right arm into the next person on your right. And begin to feel as that loving energy, that acceptance, that knowingness flows around our circle, in through your left, through your heart, and out through the right. Feel it move around and around and around. And as it moves, feel how it's lightening your feeling state, supporting you, assuring you that regardless of what your challenges are, that there are those parts of us, those connections of us that are there to aid you in that, to support you in that. There's a deep, deep understanding and love that we all share with each other. Carry that with you as you go out into your life, as well as the love that you know you have for yourself. We, of course, are very appreciative, very grateful that we've all come together today to share what we have with each other. Thank you. I'll be with you till we meet again. By his counsel's guide uphold you. On his love securely fold